Our next tip is breaking free from conditioned messaging. And I want for you to hear this as, how can I stay in alignment with my values? I want you to get clear on what holds you back. We will navigate so many things, and then all of a sudden we're like, whoa, why did I do that? Wait a minute. How did I end up in this relationship that feels so not what I wanted? Knowing what your conditioned messages are and understanding how to break them is the way you are going to stay in alignment with these values, which means you are going to feel better rather than staying stuck in survival mode or losing yourself in the divorce process. This is what I want you to do. Recognize that from very early on in life, you have been conditioned to believe certain things as your truths. For many women, as girls, we are taught things like this. Don't be loud. Don't ask for anything, because then you're needy. Don't get upset, because then you're bitchy. Don't ask for more. These things get ingrained in us as children, from our families, from other families, from schools, from whatever we're involved in, whatever we're watching. These are the messages that start to act as our truths. So our task is all about recognizing that messaging and realizing, oh, hell no, this is not my truth. Marriage and significant relationships is another great source for conditioning. We start to truly believe things, and if you're sensitive, deeply feeling, these things are going to ring so loud. You cry too much. You're too sensitive. Get over it. Lighten up. All these things, I mean, do they ring true? I can hear them from different people in my life. Do they ring true? In my marriage, it looked like this. And granted, these were never explicitly said, right? These messages are just what the inner voices are telling us, and the inner voices come from somewhere, right? Don't be disappointed. Don't tell me that I've done anything that bothers you. Don't be bothered. If there's a problem, it's your fault. You didn't do enough, and you need to do better. Okay, so those feel so gross in my body, but those were the things that were ingrained into me and what I needed to learn to recognize so that I could break those rules, right? And how does this tie to values? It ties to values in so many ways, right? So if I'm believing that voice that says, don't disappoint, then I am abandoning myself. And if I'm abandoning myself, then I'm not connected to my values, because my values are who I am. And if I'm abandoning myself, I'm abandoning those values. So what you do is write down your rules. Write them down. Everything that you've been told or inferred from growing up, from your marriage, from your significant relationship, all the things that are telling you how you should be, how you should act, or how you should not be, how you should not act. And there's the key right there. Listen for your shoulds. When you're listening for your shoulds, you're going to discover your. What do we do with the rules? You get really brave and you learn how to break them. When you break the rules, it's going to feel both good and bad. It's going to feel good because you're aligning with your values, and it's going to feel bad because you might be disappointing someone. You might be angering someone. You might be making someone uncomfortable. And as highly sensitive, empathic women, that is really hard to do. But I'll tell you, it is the path forward. Okay, so let's go into the next tip.